Hi YouTube, it's Joe here from South East London. It is Saturday morning. I've just got back from the car boot sale. I just went out to one smallish boot sale this morning. Did pretty well actually. It started off, picked up quite a few things initially off the dealers, then sort of a good sort of half an hour, 40 minutes didn't pick up anything, but then continued round and got loads of stuff. So I'll whiz through, show you what I got, and also a few sales from yesterday. So first thing, as usual, I was over to the guy who does all the CDs for like 10p and stuff like that, and I picked up a load of stuff from him. And this stuff, I've scanned it all in already onto Magpie. This stuff is all just going to go and feed the birds, so to speak. You know, that's all Music Magpie stuff, all sort of 30p, 20p, 30p, that sort of thing, CDs in there. And there's also, I picked up of him a load of Cliff Richard CDs. So some of these, when you scan them in, go for like 5p. One of them even went for 1p. It might even have been that one. But, you know, so it's worth sort of those. There's about 8 of them there, so that's worth doing as a little bundle. But then the stuff that, you know, which is worth selling by itself, there was 3 nice Notorious B.I.G. albums. When I scan these things in, anything that sort of is coming up as like £1, you know, anything around there, I think it's worth just looking into it in a bit more detail. This Moondog CD was interesting. That comes up as £3 on Magpie, and I don't think there's actually any listed like this on eBay. There's some on Amazon, but you know, should get quite good money for that. A couple of Grandmaster Flash albums, which I'll do together. This guy had quite a lot of hip hop stuff this week. Kill Switch Engage, worth selling. Beck, I've already got like a little bundle of Beck albums. I'm going to add that one to it, so that's why that's in that group. Wu-Tang Clan, these aren't really worth much, they're only sort of 30p CDs, 40p, but if you've got a couple of them, it's worth doing a little pairing. And then Nas, a couple of his albums, there's Illmatic there, which I think it's coming up to 20 years that that's been released, or something like that. Actually, yeah, really decent album. And so yeah, I'll just do those as a pair. This Huey Lewis and the News is sealed, and this got scanned in, it came up quite reasonable, so I'll sell that one. Wilson Pacific Ocean Blue, double CD, good money in that. Old Dirty Bastard, ODB, his album there. This Ryan Leslie one, this came up as scanning in as £3 on Magpie as well, so yeah, I'll have to see. Sometimes it's worth selling them on to Magpie if you've got to be able to get sort of £6 to beat Magpie's price when it's like that. And then what do we have here? A couple of Cypress Hill albums. Again, not much money in them, but I'll just do them as a little pair, so probably worth selling. So yeah, that was all the CDs which I picked up off my usual guy, and that was great. So yeah, loads of money in all of that stuff. I say, when you buying them at 10p, there's not really anything you can't really go wrong. In terms of media and stuff like that, did really well on the media today again. Picked up another Office, Home and Student. I sold the last one like 2 days ago for 40 quid, so that's great. Toy Story 3, now this is one of the later games on the PS2. It's sort of at the end of the run of the PS2 games. This was, I think, 50p or £1 or something, and they gave me this game as well, this Mythmakers Orbs of Doom. That's just a fodder game, but yeah, this goes for about 10 to 12 quid. Toy Story 3 on the PS2, so that was nice. Harry Potter, that was 50p, brand new and sealed. Now this I did really well on as well. There's some guys, they had 3 games. They only had like about 7-8 bits of media, and 2 of them were yeah, really nice GameCube games. Doesn't have the memory card, unfortunately, but it's got the star points in there in the instructions. And likewise, Crash, this was in good condition as well. Yeah, that's all in there. So very nice. Those were good pickups because they're worth having. Now this is a bit of a mystery. This Derek Jarman Super 8, it's like a triple CD thing. Now I've looked this up on eBay and it does go for quite good money when it sells, eBay and Amazon. But there's none which look like this one. I'm guessing perhaps it had like a slip case over the edge over the top of it, which is why I can't see any which look like this one. But yeah, it could be some good money in that, and that was like 50p as well. Went to another store and they had all their games, and they're normally quite dear, these guys, but as sort of a different person was part of their little group of sellers today, and I said, how much are your games? And they said, oh, it's all £1 each. So I was like, oh, here we go. So there was, yeah, Super Mario Land 3D, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue, Jak and Daxter on the PSP, and a few Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, Star Wars, Lego Secret Agent Clank, Daxter the original game, Pirates of the Caribbean 3DS, Star Wars 3, and I picked up a couple of Wii games. There's not much money in these, but for £1, not bad. Mario Strikers, House of the Dead 2 and 3, and then Cars. This was off a different one for £1. But you know, these like Jack and these Daxter things and the Ratchet and Clank stuff, they're all sort of great to sort of do as bundles. Daxter, Clank, it's always good looking out for that stuff, so that was nice. You know, not huge amounts of money back on them, but yeah, pretty reasonable, so that was good. And then another guy picked up this Game Boy SP and this game, Pinball World. I've sold this pinball game before, it's got a case, that was £2. The Game Boy doesn't switch on, I've not tested it yet, I'll have to test that a bit later on. Got a Bop It XT. I don't pick up the original Bop Its anymore, I only pick up the pink black ones or this one, and that was £1, so that was nice. Really nice pair of Vans here, size 8, with sort of like the leather at the back, really good condition. They were £4. All the kids I work for are always pestering me for Vans and stuff like that now, because they know I can get them pretty reasonable, so they might, I don't know, I might pass them off to one of the lads I work with. They'll be very grateful. These are nice. These were Nike Air Max 1s, really good condition. But I've not really bought many of these in the past, but they do sell quite well. It's got a couple of little marks, but I should be able to get those out. Lady wanted quite a lot of money for them. She wanted £8 for them, but I bought a couple of pairs off her, so I think I got them for £7 in the end, which wasn't bad. This pair of Jordans in the box, paid £5 for them. They're in pretty good condition. A couple of quid on this pair of Nike Air Max here. These ones were £2. No, they weren't. They're £3. Sorry, these Nike Air Max, and they've got the little M90 there. Another pair of these Jordan Spikes, or Spikes, I don't know how you pronounce it. Unfortunately, one of them has got a little bit of damage here, but it should be alright. It might be on the other shoe. But you know, they were £7 he wanted. I got a few pairs off this guy, and he did a bit of a deal on them. But he knew what they were worth. Well, I say he knew what they were worth. He knew what his trainers were worth, and then he had a pair of diesel jeans which he let go for £1. So it's bizarre. Yeah, I picked these Converse up off him for a couple of quid. They're size 5, so nice ones, really good condition. I need to replace the lace there. A pair of Blazers on the right at the back, they were £4. This pair of Nikes, they're a bit like a blazer. I need to look up exactly what they are, but they were a couple of quid. And then off the guy who sold me the Jordans, I also had this pair of Jordans, and I've got a pair of these listed at 35 quid. I might even have sold them actually at 35. So he wanted £5 on those, so that was great. Pair of Nike Air Max LTDs as well, really good condition. Well, I say really good, they do need cleaning a little bit, but they'll come up in really good condition. They were £2. And then the last little pair, quality little pair of Son of Low Jordans here, they were £4, and they go with the box there. That's all that. Back over here, a couple of pairs of diesel jeans. These are Kai cut women's ones, really nice condition. They were £3, and then these are Cruelly. What are they? I can't quite see it. Cruelly 8Y3s, and they're 32.30, and they should get about £20 back on the women's ones, probably about £25 back on the Cruellies, and they were £1. So I say it was odd. This guy sort of knew his prices on his trainers, and then lets a pair of diesel jeans go for £1. So a bit odd. Just a couple more pickups. This was really nice. This was this Panasonic phones, brand new and sealed in the box there. That was £6. The guy didn't really know how to price it. He goes, what about £2 a phone? I was like, yeah, that's fine. So that's £6. That goes for about £30. And a couple of other bits. A Polly Pocket. I don't know what this is, like a stage thing. Press this button. There we go. It's cheapers. Yeah, and it sort of pops out, and it's all, I don't know. There's no figures in there, but it was 50p. And I'll see how I get on with that. If it's not worth selling, I'll just chuck it. Blackadder remastered. I picked up one of these and listed it in the week. It goes for about a tenner. This one's sort of new and sealed, although it's sort of cellophane's a little bit open. But that was £2, 50p for Big Box X-Wing Alliance. The box is absolutely trashed, but the gaming that's in there and the CDs and the disc, it's great. A couple more things. I don't really know much about these Star Wars figures, and I know some of them there's really good money in, and I think I might have made a mistake on this. I paid £3 for this, so this Darth Vader, and that's good, you know, there seems to be a bit of money in it. But the lady also had the Han Solo and Luke dressed up as, I paid £3 on this one, sorry, and she had the Han Solo and Luke dressed up as stormtroopers, and she wanted £8 on that one, and I didn't know, and the box was really tatty and all the rest of it, but I think there's probably money in that, even as it was. But I didn't have my phone on me. I've got a non-smartphone which I've been given by Carphone Warehouse to use, and yeah, it's just I couldn't search it up or anything like that. So yeah, I picked this one up for £3 and should do alright, but I wish I'd picked the other ones up as well, to be honest. And then there was this big box of Lego, this Lego 6389, and the box was absolutely bulging. So I was like, I don't know what's going on with that. And I said, how much is that? And she said, oh, that's £5. And I was like, all right, that's going straight in my basket. So yeah, I had that for £5. Got it home, and it actually, I think, has got a couple of sets in there. It's got this shell garage, and it's got this fire station, but it's got 4 base plates, and it should only have 2. So there's a couple of extra plates in there. It's got all the men. It's got the engines and stuff like that built up. I think there's pretty much all of the fire fire station. I don't know about the shell garage, but I'll have a little go at making that up. So yeah, for £5, was really pleased with that. So yeah, it was a really great morning actually. So sort of some of these things should shift really quickly, like the phones, and I know the office will go again quickly and stuff like that. So yeah, I was really pleased with everything I got this morning. I didn't feel like I picked up any turkeys, if I'm really honest, which yeah, is good. And then in terms of sales, this is the slight problem. I've been doing all right this week. Well, I've been doing quite well this week, but then yesterday it slowed down a little bit, which is fine. I only got rid of 4 things. I got rid of this calculator for £8. Crimson Tears, which is a Capcom game, good one, worth looking out for, PS2 game. I got £9 on that. And then this little Sims bundle, I think I showed you these in my last video. I paid £1 for each of these. Did them as a pair, so they'll go as a large letter in an F3 bag, and got £14 back on them. So that's all the things that I've done. So yeah, that's a quick little roundup of today. I may or may not go out tomorrow morning, just depends. There'll be loads of stuff out, I know there will be, because the weather's so great, but it's just a case of listing all this and finding a place to store everything else. But the problem is, when you've got an itch, you've got a scratch, haven't you? So I probably will be out tomorrow, but we will see. Anyway, that's been my day. The Old Vic High Society, absolutely amazing. If you get the opportunity to watch that, I highly recommend it. It was brilliant. Yeah, I had a great night out. Anyway, that's everything. Cheers guys, speak soon, bye.